You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good Tuesday to you, fine sir. How are you doing over there?
I am so ready, you have no idea.
I think Heidi had to wake him up. What do you got for us today, sir?
Oh, so much. There's just so much.
There's a lot going on here.
So I don't know if I can contain myself.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
so excited.
You can just feel the energy, can't you?
I can.
It's crazy. Hey, big salute and a big old moo. It is Cow Appreciation Day
Nice.
in the United States of America. It is actually a celebration started by Chick-fil-A.
Was it really?
Oh, that's funny.
Pretty great promotion, yeah.
Oh, that's
So
right. They do
appreciate
the-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're still giving away free sandwiches to commemorate that or not, but
I don't know.
that's how it all
Were they
started
really?
out. Yeah, Chick-fil-A was actually giving away free chicken sandwiches on Cow Appreciate
Oh.
Cow. Was to get people, well, of course, familiar with their products.
I am a cow appreciator, and I want to tell you, if you're looking for good cow, DakotaPrimeMeats.com. Oh, my goodness.
John does a plug.
Oh,
He did a
I had
plug.
to.
Free
It's,
plug.
it's National Cow Day. I didn't even know. I'm calling my friend John at DakotaPrimeMeats.com to wish him a happy cow day. I'm doing it now.
Fantastic. Got to appreciate that kind of thing. Let's see. Blown out birthday candles today. Goodness gracious. He had a rough couple of years. Gosh darn it, didn't he? Bill Cosby's 85.
Oh, yes, he has.
I think he's slamming away at Puddin' Pops, which he has
Somewhat.
to pay for now.
Somewhat self-inflicted there, by the way.
Yeah, he's not getting those just pro bono anymore. Got to pay for him like everybody else.
And he's no longer a spokesman for some reason.
No, he's not.
anybody.
Close personal friend of our own, John Small, Big John Small over here. In fact, rumor was she may have, could be John's birth mother. We don't know. Hailing from Huron, South Dakota. Charlie's Angel Cheryl Ladd is 71 today.
I was so confused for a second
Well,
there.
of course you are. You're not sure who your parents are.
I know who my parents are. And she ain't one of them. I don't believe.
You don't know that?
No, I'm pretty sure she's not.
Well, I've met Barb, or the woman who poses as your mom. You two are nothing alike.
Well, yeah.
And how old is your mother? Barb, who you think is your
72.
mother? Okay, Cheryl had 71, so you tell me.
Yeah. Holy cow.
You tell me.
Dan, I didn't even realize it.
And what do you say we get down, get funky, and sweat to the oldies? Workout guru Richard Simmons,
Nice.
Nice.
I was literally thinking of him this morning.
74. I met him, strangely
Did you
enough.
really?
One of my strangest brushes with fame, and I've had a lot of them.
Why did you meet Richard Simmons?
It was the grand opening of a high-end supermarket in the Twin Cities, Byerly's.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Very first Byerly's store
Yeah.
in St. Louis Park, actually. And he was there for the grand opening, Richard Simmons, honest to goodness. And you know how in great big supermarkets, they can put the groceries in like big baskets, and they
Right.
put them on like a roller
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
thing around. They go
yeah.
through a chute and outside, and somebody loads up. He actually grabbed one of those baskets, set it up, got in it, and disappeared down the chute
Oh, my goodness.
because he's insane.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and he ended up outside, and I don't know if he got loaded into a minivan and carted off or what. But
So I took
that was the last I saw Richard.
Well, the weird thing is, you know how he got into the fitness guru stuff?
Well, he was like a big fat guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
a chubby guy who couldn't, and then he lost weight. He couldn't get any roles because they're like, well, you're not funny anymore. You used to be fat and funny. Now you're just, not.
Well, he made a nice living out of it,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
So
did.
he decided I'm going to lean into that, and he has done pretty well for himself.
Yeah, Richard
Very
Simmons,
cool.
74. It was 1933 this very day. Our United States Congress passes, 1933, passes the first minimum wage law.
Oh, wow.
What do you think it was, the first
10
minimum
cents.
wage? But, you'd think so, but no, it was 33 cents an hour.
Oh, wow.
33 cents an hour.
Okay.
Nice ching back in 33,
I guess so.
which in a whole different tax bracket.
I was working for way too little.
1957, science. U.S. Surgeon General Leroy Burney announces some cockamamie theory connecting cigarette smoking with lung cancer. Up to that point, who knew?
Yeah, it used to be 3 out of 4 doctors recommend
Who
this
knew?
type of
Oh, that's
cigarette.
right up there
they
with,
did.
alcohol kills brain cells, whatever, blah, 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 blah,
I've not seen the study.
whatever. Talk to the hand. And out of the world of sports, and this was huge, one of the greatest promos ever. In fact, it got people fired. It was nuts. This day, 1979, fans go insane at Chicago's Comiskey Park during a doubleheader. White Sox entertaining the Detroit Tigers. Little thing called Disco Demolition Night.
Was that where they were throwing the records out and breaking them?
They blew up crates of disco records after game number 1. It was they were trying to get more people in the stands, and they hooked up with a shock rock and roll jock going, hey, we can get some people there
Disco
if
demolition.
we do this. They were normally seating about 12, 15,000 people. Over 50,000 showed up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Mayhem.
when they started blowing stuff up, it went crazy real fast. In fact, White Sox had to forfeit game number 2 of the doubleheader because security just couldn't get control of the whole thing.
Yeah, it went crazy. It went sideways quick.
Now, Bill Veeck actually owned the White Sox at the time. His son, Mike Veeck, would go on to own Sioux Falls Canaries, St. Paul Saints. I met his kid. His kid helped promote this thing, and his dad fired him over it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes, but Mike Veeck, if you know Mike Veeck, and he used to hang around Sioux Falls all the time.
Yeah.
Great guy, great
helped promote
promoter.
that.
Yeah, absolutely out of his mind. But that was one of his first big
That's
promotions.
awesome.
Yep, and the powers that be went, yeah, kid, we're going to have to cut you loose.
Sorry
We
about
can't
that.
have this kind of
Didn't mean to
behavior
blow
going on
stuff
here.
up like that.
So, yeah, Disco Demolition Night, one of the greatest Major League Baseball promos ever. It lives in infamy.
I wasn't even there, and I remember it.
There you go. I know, you know, we all know. We just bounce ahead.
Gonna do that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
Whoa, what's going on here?
It's your Mintervention, sweetie.
My what?
I'm with Mint Mobile. Your family and friends are concerned about your expensive wireless plan.
I don't even have Mint Mobile.
And we want to fix that. Right now, you're paying too much. With Mint Mobile, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month.
Really?
Yeah. Get nationwide coverage for less. Plans start at just $15 a month.
Learn more now at Mintervention.com. Coverage not available in all areas. New activation and a 3-month plan required. Additional restrictions may apply. See terms at Mintervention.com. Time for a bright spot of news, and I am excited to have Brent Baker joining us in the studio once again. We're going to talk about the real estate market in Sioux Falls. Brent, how you doing, sir?
I am doing well.
And you're with Clients First Group, Keller Williams in Sioux Falls. How long have you been a realtor?
I think it's for sure 14 years. I'm not even sure anymore.
Yeah, a while. You sold a couple of homes, haven't you?
Couple, yeah.
A couple in the last week. No, we're going to talk about, like, when it comes to people buying a home and selling a home, there's all kinds of considerations that people maybe need to think of. But what's the biggest decision when thinking about housing, when you're thinking of either buying or selling?
You know, a lot of people get wrapped up in the individual decisions, and I've seen people struggle for so long. And I just did an open house the other evening, and I had quite a few visitors, and a lot of them have never owned a home before. And the questions that come up are always interesting, but the reality is the largest question that they face really is when they're sitting on the sofa in mom and dad's basement or in an apartment is, do I want to continue in this path, or do I want to own a home?
Yeah.
Own and control my environment. That's the biggest decision. After that, the decisions get easier. I've had a lot of people struggle over writing an offer. The reality is, once you've made the decision to become a homeowner, you go out and do the other steps.
Nice. So what is that? I made the decision. I want to be a homeowner. What are the next steps?
The next step is an either or. It's either find a realtor that comes strongly recommended. So talk to people who have recently purchased a home.
I recommend Brent Baker.
Well, I appreciate that. Love those referrals.
Yeah, me too.
That's how I make a living.
Nice.
Or go find a good lender that's been recommended.
Yeah.
And one or the other, because either one can refer you to the other that they've worked with. And it should be somebody that they've worked with and had a good relationship and experience with. So if you start off with a lender, then that lender will guide you to the first steps about how to qualify and things you need to provide the lender to qualify for a mortgage.
Nice.
And then they can tell you some realtors and ask for multiple names.
Yeah.
I don't have just one particular banker that I work exclusively with because not everybody fits together.
Yeah.
And likewise, if you go first, get a realtor. Find a realtor that somebody has recently worked with, and that realtor can provide names of lenders that they've worked well with.
And you're going to want to get the lending part in place right away, because if you're making offers and you haven't even done that step, it's kind of pointless, isn't it?
It's very pointless. There's no confidence on the part of the seller to work with a buyer who has not been to the bank.
Yeah.
And really, a buyer agent shouldn't be writing offers without a letter in hand. I mean, it's just a bad experience because occasionally things come up. And sometimes people have eyes that are much bigger than their wallets.
Yeah.
It's not like buying a car.
Yeah.
It really is not.
Absolutely. Now, you'd mentioned if you're talking to somebody about getting more than one name of realtors, getting a couple of different ones to see, is it common to work with more than one realtor, or do you typically work with just one realtor?
You can only work with one realtor.
Okay.
There are people who think, well, I'll just shop around and I'll just use whoever finds me the house. The challenge is now you have no loyalty, so why would a realtor invest their time?
Yeah.
And, they have expenses too. We have expenses that people are surprised at. But if they're not going to be loyal to a realtor, and there is what's called agency. Nearly every state has what's called agency, and it's a legal binding relationship.
Yeah.
And that agent is charged with doing their absolute best. Their fiduciary responsibilities are owed to that buyer or that seller.
And as a buyer or a seller, we appreciate that too. That's a good thing, really.
Right. Because now we have responsibilities that if there was no commitment, then you're completely an island as a buyer or a seller trying to do it without.
So now let's say we get past that step. I picked out a lender, and I picked out my realtor, Brent Baker, and it could be whoever. I'm saying Brent Baker because that's who I pick. What's the next step? What is the next step in the process? Okay.
Then it's time to have a consultation between that realtor and that, in this case, we'll stick with buyers for today, is to sit down in a conference room or someplace and literally walk through the different steps of buying a home. What are the documents involved? What are some of the other things that get tied to it? Because sometimes there are differences in the types of mortgages, so there's different requirements. But to just have a general flow chart, and that's something we're working to develop now that we can hand out, so a visible flow chart.
Yeah.
And so people understand how this will affect their lives in the timelines.
And we have more questions, but we'll ask those next week because we are all out of time. If you would like to reach out to Brent Baker, you can find him online at clientsfirstgroup.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many of our guests. This year, we have more icons and more fun. Culture Club, The Cult, Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Graham, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort in Cancun, Mexico. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Tuesday?
In case you've missed it, fired up a couple days ago, it's back after a 2-year hiatus.
Ooh, what's that?
Out of Pamplona, Spain, the running of the bulls.
Oh, yeah, I heard they were doing that again.
Got put on hold during COVID. for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is back. And what you may not know is it's a multiple day event. It's not just a one-time shot.
Yeah.
For about 5-6 days there, they cut 6 to 8 to 10 bulls loose.
Yeah.
They've got about a 300-yard route run through the little cobblestones, and people sign up, and they basically try not to be killed by bulls.
And there are a lot of people that
sounds
get...
like a great time for the whole family.
A lot of people that get hurt doing that.
Thousands.
So?
Yeah.
Actually, so far as I think they fired up on either the 7th or the 8th, and it runs through, I believe, the 14th. So the next couple of days, I think it wraps up on Thursday. Been a couple dozen injuries, no deaths so far. But totally,
far.
this thing started in 1910. There's been 16 people killed.
Yeah.
Right.
But thousands injured, a lot of them
Maimed.
horribly, usually from gorings, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 'Cause
Or
they got-
people just running into buildings, or somebody will like open a door when they're coming down the street. Because that's just funny right there.
That would be awesome.
People crossing the street with a giant pane of glass.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, would you would you do that? Would you run with the bulls?
No.
Would you?
I
See,
wouldn't even run with bulldogs. I mean, I
See,
certainly wouldn't run with bulls.
I would, but
I wouldn't run.
I was always an adrenaline junkie. First time I saw that as a kid, I just went, "Oh yeah,
You want to do that?
let's do this." I wouldn't do it now,
Okay.
but not that long. With me, it would be more like limping, whining, and falling with the bulls. It's like, just wipe your hooves right here.
Hey, instead of running with the bulls, Dan's going to go limping with the llamas.
We tried to fire this up in the mid 90s. I tried to get people going in this. I thought, because I've been fascinated by this my whole darn life, I wanted to bring to Sioux Falls running of the pheasants. They would have cordoned off a couple blocks of Phillips Avenue,
Yeah.
cut a couple hundred pheasants loose, and people just, whatever. The visual would have been hilarious, but I couldn't
They'll
find
fly away.
sponsors or anybody to buy into it.
That
Here's
would
the
actually
thing.
be really funny. The pheasants would fly away.
Yeah,
People
they
just
would.
be standing there like,
No, because they do that in Wessington Springs, South Dakota, and they let them. They have pheasant races, and they run, and then they fly at the end, and they go away. So, but they would just fly off. But we could do the running of the bulldogs.
No,
Let's
this
do
was
that.
set up as running of the pheasants, John.
No, the running of the bulldogs.
we're not
Let's
going to
do
argue
it.
about this. We'll talk about it off air.
Because it's John.
I've already got 5 sponsors, and I bought the domain.
And I bought the domain name. I'm going to be sending out some emails in a minute here. If somebody will write us a check for this.
It'd be a good fundraiser. The running of the bulldogs.
Honestly,
Oh, here we go.
I swear I haven't checked the dates yet, but I'm pretty sure the day P.T. Barnum died was the day John was born. We're looking at a reincarnation. There's a sucker born every minute.
Yes, there is. Oh, hey, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
Hey, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
One quick thing on the running of the bulls. On Friday, I just discovered something that's gone viral. So a lot of people have probably seen this video. I have not seen this video, but it's a friend of mine that actually posted the video. And he was talking about how, it's like 8 million people have seen this now. And it has to do with bulls. In Oklahoma, I think, is where he filmed it. But they had like a rodeo thing where there's this guy who stands in front of a bull. The bull charges towards him, and he jumps in the air and clears the bull. The bull runs under him. And like that's his thing. Anyway, he recorded this video. So when you mentioned running the bulls, I instantly thought of that. So
I'm calling bull.
yeah, that's not going to happen, Heidi. All right, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris, which should have ended 3 minutes ago.
I know I did.
What can I say that I haven't already said about BetterCreditCards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At BetterCreditCards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, July 12th, 2022. It was fun while it lasted. The relief rally that lifted investor spirits in the shortened trading week ran into a wall of worry. Equities were down, with the tech sector seeing the largest declines. But this was an equal opportunity sell-off. Oil, gold, and Bitcoin were also all lower, as was the yield on the 10-year Treasury note. It's likely that investors are expressing their opinion on what they expect from the June CPI and PPI readings. These reports come in the pre-market on Wednesday and Thursday, respectively. The consensus is for the CPI to show an 8.8% year-over-year increase, with core CPI coming in at 5.8%. Even though those numbers would show the worst may be over in terms of price hikes, tell that to the consumers who still lack confidence in the market. Investors are also anticipating the start of the earnings season. Many of the major banks will report later this week, and many analysts are already adjusting their price targets to reflect what they expect to be lower guidance. You can get the inside track in your inbox at marketbeatminute.com.